Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitan Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. The 14th Adhyaya Gunatraya Vibhag Yoga of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and Sri Krishna has explained to us in quite details about the three gunas which influence our behavior, which influence our actions, and which influence our way of living, which also determines our future course. That whether we are going to get into a superior birth or we are going to remain stagnant as it is and start again the process towards liberation from that point, or we are going downwards. Now this is what the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, these three gunas, they do to us. The gunas which the Prakriti has provided to us. And because of those gunas, that poor Jivatman starts considering itself to be part of this body, to be bound with this body. And till such body consciousness doesn't go, there is no chance, there is no respite for this Jivatma to get out of this, repeated cycle of birth and death. And Sri Krishna says that in the last verse that we read, that when this Dehin, he understands that whatever this body is doing is on account of the three gunas. Whatever, because of these three gunas, I am attached to these bodies. This body has come into existence because of the three gunas. And when he realizes that, and when that realization dawns that there is someone who is beyond these gunas, then that jiva, then that jivatman, then that being gets freed from all the afflictions of birth, death, the decay, the ailments and the old age and all those things. And having got freed from all those life-related, birth-related afflictions, that jivatman attains immortality. So Sri Krishna had told us, Guna Netanandityatrīn Dehi Deha Samudbhavan. When this Dehi, when this Jivatman residing in the body, dwelling in this body, realizes that the body has come into existence with the effect of the three gunas. And with that realization, when the Dehin, when the embodied one goes beyond, transcends the three gunas, then those three gunas can never create any trouble for that poor fellow who is trapped in the body. When that realization dawns, then what happens? Janma mrityu jara dukkhair vimuktaha amrutam ashnute. Then, under such circumstances, when the Dehin, when the Jivatman realizes that all this is because of the gunas, I am tied up to the body, I am not the body actually. But these gunas make me feel that they bring this delusion that I am this body, I am this body, I am this body, I have to do this, I have to do that. And when this realization dawns, then comes the time when that Jivatman is vimuktaha. He is freed from, he is liberated from that cycle of janma mrityu jara dukkhaihi. The birth, the death, the old age, aging and aging related ailments, and of course the miseries and sorrows and all those unhappiness related things with the birth. He gets freed from that and amrutam ashnute, attains immortality. So Sri Krishna says this is what happens when the ultimate realization dawns that I am not this body. Me and the body, these are two things. When that realization dawns, and to that we had also read that beautiful example given by Sri Ramakrishna, example of the areca. Till the time the nut, areca nut is immature, it is held so tightly with the outer sheath, with the outer covering. We cannot separate that nut from the outer covering, from its shell. But the moment there is ripening, the moment there is understanding, the moment there is enlightenment and illumination, then the nut inside starts rattling. You shake that areca nut, then that nut inside, it starts giving that rattling sound, tuck, 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 tuck. You can listen to it. They are separate. Then dawns that realization that I am not attached to this shell. I am not attached to the outer body. I am different. And once the moment that realization comes, there is no more bonding with the body. When the body consciousness goes off, that time is the time for freedom from janma mrityu jara dukkha. That time is the liberation from, that time is the freedom from the birth, the death, the ailments, the old age related ailments and all kind of miseries and sorrows. So this is what happens when the realization dawns. Now after listening to all this, Arjuna has got one question for Sri Krishna. And in the 21st Shloka that we are going to read today, Arjuna asked that question to Sri Krishna. Arjuna uvāca kairliṅgaistrīnguṇānetā natīto bhavati prabho kimācāraḥ kathaṃ caitāṃ strīnguṇānativartate. Sri Krishna says, fine, you have told all these beautiful things about the three gunas, about the dehin, about the jivatman, getting this realization that jivatman is free from, is not associated with the body as such, which comes into effect because of the three gunas. Jivatman is different, body is different, body has its, the gunas have their sway over the body, not the jivatman. When this understanding dawns, then a person, then that Jivatman becomes freed from the process of, from that cycle of birth and death and old age and the miseries and sorrows associated with the birth. So Arjuna has got a question now. Arjuna says, kairliṅgaistrīnguṇānetā natīto bhavati prabho. O Lord, O Prabhu, just tell me, what are the marks? What are the symptoms? Lingaihi is symptoms, the marks. That what are the marks? What are the symptoms of such a one who has crossed over, who has gone beyond, who has transcended the delusion of the three gunas? What are the marks, O Lord, of him who has crossed over the three gunas? Now Arjuna wants to know, am I falling into that category? Is that how a person who crosses over the three gunas looks like? Is that how a person who has transcended the three gunas behave like? Is that how a person, we can know that he has transcended the gunas? He has gone beyond the three gunas, beyond the delusion spell of those gunas. And then kimācāraḥ kathaṃ caitāṃ trīnguṇānativartate. Says kimācāraḥ. How does that person behave? Acāraḥ is behave. How does that person conduct himself or herself? Kimācāraḥ kathaṃ caitāṃ trīnguṇānativartate. And how does he rise above? How does he rise above the three gunas? Kathaṃ caitāṃ trīnguṇānativartate. Ativartate is rise above, goes beyond, transcends. So please tell me, O Lord Krishna, what are the symptoms? Now Arjuna is very, very keen to know more about such a person. Either to first understand whether Arjuna is in that category, or possibly to know whether I can be that person. I can be that devotee who has crossed over the three gunas. Whether I can fall into that category of the people who have transcended the three gunas. So this question Arjuna has now asked Sri Krishna, and this actually one question contains three parts. What are the marks? So he wants to know what are the symptoms. What are the symptoms of such a person? How do he looks like? How does he behave? That first question is, how does he look like? What are the marks? And then kimācāraḥ. How that person conducts himself or herself. How does that person look like? How does that person behave? How does that person conduct himself or herself? And then 3, how does that person, how is it possible for that person to rise above the gunas? We have been trying, Arjuna is thinking possibly that I've been trying, but I have still not crossed over the gunas. Then how such persons, how such great enlightened souls, how does great seers and realizers, those who have realized, those who have had this realization, how do they cross over? So Arjuna in this one shloka has asked these 3 questions, that kairliṅgaistrīnguṇānetā. What are the symptoms? How does one behave? And how do they cross over? How do they go beyond the gunas? As simple as that. The question is very simple. Let us see from next shloka onwards how Sri Krishna addresses this query of Arjuna and answers all the 3 questions and maybe some more unasked for that Sri Krishna is going to tell Arjuna from the next shloka onwards. Till then, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur Jai Ma. Jai Swami Ji.